What if the most dangerous person in anime isn't the hero? Not the one in the spotlight, not the one giving speeches. Sometimes the real threat stands one step behind them. Silent, loyal, unstoppable. Welcome to Rift Anime. Today, we're counting down the right-hand warriors powerful enough to change entire worlds. These aren't sidekicks. When they move, everything changes. Let's begin. Number 10 is Killua Zoldyck. Killua proves that loyalty is terrifying when it's chosen, not forced. Raised to kill without blinking, he was supposed to become a monster. But instead, he became Gon's anchor. When Gon loses himself, Killua doesn't hesitate. He grabs him and drags him back from the edge, even if it means losing him forever. Others in anime call themselves friends. Killua risks becoming the villain in Gon's eyes just to save him. That isn't friendship. That's bravery wrapped in heartbreak. Number 9 is Kento Nanami. Nanami shows what it means to walk into hell, calmly. He doesn't have flashy speeches or heroic poses. He simply steps forward when everyone else hesitates. When Yuji breaks, Nanami doesn't shout or panic. He becomes a wall. Solid, unmoving, reliable. Most side characters crack under pressure. Nanami stares the nightmare in the face and says, "I'll handle it." That simple decision makes him more terrifying, and more heroic, than half the heroes in the series. Number 8 is Mirai Sasaki, otherwise known as Nighteye. Sir Nighteye carries a different kind of horror, knowing the future, and still choosing to fight. Imagine watching the person you respect most destroy themselves, and realizing the only way to save them is to stand against them. That's the weight Nighteye lives with. His loyalty cuts deeper because it hurts. He doesn't protect All Might's feelings. He protects his life, his symbol, his meaning. And sometimes that means becoming the cold one. Loyalty that hurts is the scariest loyalty of all. Number 7 is Bjorn. Bjorn stands beside Askeladd, not as a servant, but as the last person who truly understands him. In a world where betrayal is everywhere, Bjorn becomes the rare constant. Battle after battle, he charges forward with a smile. Not because he loves killing, but because he refuses to leave Askeladd alone in the storm. When the end finally comes, his last request isn't mercy. It's to fight beside his captain one last time. That isn't loyalty. That's devotion carved into the soul. Number 6 is Shikamaru Nara. Shikamaru is terrifying for a completely different reason. He wins wars with his mind. While others rush in screaming, Shikamaru is already 10 moves ahead, quietly deciding who lives and who doesn't. He carries Naruto's burdens so Naruto can stay the symbol of hope everyone needs. If Shikamaru disappears, chaos takes over. He doesn't just support a leader. He silently shapes entire futures. The scariest part? He never brags. He just keeps the world from burning. Number 5 is Genos, also called Demon Cyborg. Genos is relentless. Every defeat becomes fuel. Every injury becomes an upgrade. He isn't following Saitama because he needs protection. He follows him because he recognizes a path only a few can walk. Instead of begging for strength, he earns it piece by piece, even if it means tearing his body apart again and again. That burning determination makes him more dangerous and more inspiring than most main heroes ever become. He's not chasing destiny. He's building it with his own hands. And the scariest part is, he's still nowhere near his limit. Number 4 is Levi Ackerman. Levi Ackerman isn't terrifying because he's the strongest soldier alive. He's terrifying because he never hesitates. While others freeze, break, or question the mission, Levi moves with absolute clarity. Levi doesn't fight for glory or revenge. He fights because someone has to stay steady when the world collapses. He carries the weight of every command he's given, every sacrifice he's accepted, and he still walks forward without flinching. Even when his heart is shattered, his discipline never cracks. Levi is the blade humanity relies on when all hope fades, quiet, merciless, and unbreakably loyal. And the scariest part is, he'd sacrifice everything, including himself, if it meant humanity gets one more chance to survive. Number 3 is Prince Vegeta 4. Vegeta is proof that the greatest right hand doesn't kneel. He evolves. The Prince of Pride could have stayed bitter forever. Instead, he chooses to stand beside Goku when the universe is on the line. That choice costs him everything his ego once valued, and he makes it anyway. Vegeta becomes something more, the shield that rises when the strongest hero finally falls. That transformation is what makes him unforgettable. He learns that true strength isn't about standing above others, it's about standing with them. And in the end, his pride doesn't disappear. It grows into something far greater. He becomes the rival who refuses to let the hero fight alone. And because of that, Vegeta's legacy hits harder than any final blow. Number 2 is Nacht. Nacht is the whisper before the storm. He moves in shadows, sees what others refuse to see, and makes the choices that stain his own hands so others can stay clean. When fear spreads through the Black Bulls, he doesn't panic. He tightens his gloves and goes to work. Leaders shine. Nacht disappears into darkness and pulls victory out of it. The world never thanks people like him. And that's exactly why they're necessary. He isn't chasing glory. He's making sure everyone else survives long enough to see it. And if the cost is his own peace, he pays it without hesitation. Because in a world built on hope, somebody has to live with the darkness. And then, there is Zoro. The one man who doesn't need applause, recognition, or glory. He only needs his captain's dream to survive. He takes wounds others would die from, stands upright when his body is screaming to collapse, and never once complains. He doesn't want the throne. He just wants to make sure the right person reaches it. When Zoro says his ambition means nothing if he can't protect Luffy's dream, that isn't a dramatic line. It's his entire existence, sharpened like a sword. What makes him terrifying isn't that he always wins, but that he refuses to stay down, training in silence and carrying pain like it's his duty. When danger comes, he steps forward without asking for credit, choosing loyalty over glory. And that unwavering purpose is what makes him one of the greatest right-hand men in anime. And that's our list of some of the greatest right-hand men in anime, the ones who hold everything together when the hero can't. If you think someone deserved a spot, drop their name in the comments. I'm reading all of them. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next countdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.